Welcome back, and joining us on the show now is Manoj Mandoth of Sri Mandoth Jewelers. Manoj, hi, thank you so much for joining us. And this year clearly belongs to silver with the kind of run-up that we've seen. Silver has outperformed not just the precious metal as a space, but various other commodities, whether it has been industrial metals and various soft commodities as well. With nearly 45% of gains in the global markets right now, we've done $35 an ounce on the higher side. A lakh rupees in India, are people still buying at these levels?
Good afternoon, Manisha ji. There's a lot of potential still. Let's not forget that this all-time high is just in Indian market, whereas in COMEX it's about 49 ounce. So I think still there's a long way to go with regards to the hike of the rates. Considering the Indian markets, I don't think so that has really affected the consumer with the kind of sentiments they have during the festival seasons. It's all routine. I mean, I don't think so. The prices have really affected them. Rather, they buy more when the prices go up at times.
Manoj, what are people really buying and what are the ticket sizes? Because there's a lot of conversation going around that maybe the bill size would remain the same, but people would buy lesser silver. Are you seeing that trend in?
Yes, that depends on the market at times. But majority of the people, I think they do cut their purchase by about 15 to 20%. They don't really consider the volume, but they consider the amount of which they want to buy the metal. That is obviously seen. But as and when we move forward, sticking on to the rates, probably when the markets settle down, I think what we lacked about 15 to 20% should come on platform again.
The conversation also is that with the kind of fundamentals that silver has about a deficit and industrial demand, etc., it's only going to go higher from here. Is that something that the consumers are looking at in sense of strong fundamentals, not wanting to miss out and thus buying?
There are various other factors also determining the surge of this price, such as combined expectations with rate cuts and geopolitical tensions. They do look after all this. People are aware of what is driving the market as of now. But as and when going forward, they are also aware of the fact that prices are going to go higher sooner or later. We also expect it to match or outperform gold in the recent months or maybe later this year.
Manoj, we per annum see around 5,000 on a bad year to almost 8,000 tons of silver imports into India. What is your sense on the number that we could see this year?
Potentially about 25% more in the first quarter of the year itself. People are waiting for a small correction. See, market has already factored in with various reasons as we discussed now. That is, industrial demand is higher. People have already factored in with another rate cut by Federal Reserve next month and geopolitical tension. Any negative news about these factors will lead to a small correction. I think we can expect that in this month. Let's not forget about the US elections in the corner. These are the reasons could potentially lead to a small correction. But overall, I think moving forward, there's a lot of potential in the next year for silver specifically.
So what are the kind of prices that you're looking at going forward in the next couple of quarters, if we can talk about that, in the global markets and the Indian markets?
Expecting about 1.25 in the Indian market and should about $37 in COMEX.
And what is the sense that you see in sense of buying trends right now? Is it bars and coins? Is it artifacts? Is it bigger items that people are buying? What is it that really seems to be trending right now?
Out of 100, I would state about 70% of the people are buying in bars and coins, and about 30% of the people, the rest of the 30% of the people who use for say weddings or any other purpose, they are into articles and artifacts.
And what would you say is an average ticket size of what people are buying?
About 20% lesser than what they bought last year in terms of value. The volume remains less, but the value remains the same.
Mr. Manoj, earlier we do understand that silver also had a very cyclical way to it, that you would see most silver being bought around this quarter only, the last quarter of the calendar year and the first quarter of the next year, because that is when the most weddings also pass. But with the way silver really seems to be changing its attributes from being just an investment metal to industrial metal as well, would you say that it is an year-long market that we are seeing in sense of silver?
Considering the growth we have seen in the last year, there's a huge demand in industrial market, probably more than what we expected last year. Going forward, I think industrial demand is going to go higher than the consumer demand, is what we feel.
And also, how are you looking at self-purchase vis-a-vis gifting? Where do you see an uptick coming in?
Probably starting from tomorrow, that is Dhanteras.
All right, Manoj, thank you so much for joining in. Insightful conversation there. Manisha, thanks a lot as well. The year well and truly belongs to silver, but earnings continue.